Okay, hey everyone. I'm Emily, and I'm here with.
And
And Avery.
Alrighty, so we were assigned the movie Nyad, and we just to give a little background about what Nyad is. It is a movie about this woman. Her name is Diane Nyad. And in the movie, when we meet her, she is a lady who's celebrating her 60th birthday. And she's with a bunch of her friends. She's at a party, but you can kind of tell she's feeling a little bit off. She feels a little kind of lost in terms of turning 60 and feeling that her life is going by without her really accomplishing anything, really great in her life. And just to preface it a little more, when she was younger, she was this like amazing athletic swimmer, and she had this crazy goal of swimming from Cuba to Florida in one pass. And when she did it when she was in her 20s, she failed doing it. And I think we as like the audience, we can tell she regrets not keep trying to do it because she only tried to do it once. And she decided, after kind of feeling a little down about not having a goal, she decides to do it again, try swimming the distance from Cuba to Florida again at 60 years old, which is obviously a really crazy goal. But that was just to give some background on the story. But our discussion that our group chose to talk about is the social issue in the movie, and that is ageism. And I just really quick want to give a definition of what ageism is, and it's having prejudice or discrimination on the grounds of a person's age, young or old. And obviously, in this movie, it is prejudice going against an older woman. So, throughout this discussion, our group is going to be talking about three different things, and we're going to be starting off with Avery. And Avery, if you want to go ahead and talk about what things happen in the movie that support our ageism topic.
So I think really the ageism really comes back towards the media and how the media portrays Nyad like throughout her journey, her five different attempts to try and swim the strait from Cuba to Florida. And so we can kind of see that at first the media can be kind of supportive. It's, hey, maybe she can do this, but then she fails and they kind of start highlighting to her egocentrical like kind of personality. She's centered around herself. She only really focuses on herself, even though she's got this whole team around her. And so the media kind of starts to switch it up and they start getting experts in on this and they start saying, hey, look, we don't think this 60-year-old woman can make this swim. And then that starts getting spread around through the media and everyone starts saying, hey, you're too old for this. You should call it quits. And obviously, Nyad takes that to heart throughout the whole movie. She takes, and you can just tell that it motivates her more, even if it is a huge social issue. And did you guys really see anything else that I kind of missed there throughout the movie?
yeah, I feel like even her team themselves, they tried to get her to like dial it back a little bit, but they knew that she wouldn't, like she was gonna keep doing it regardless, just off her mental toughness that she didn't want to give up. Um, and yeah, like you said with the media, had she completed it earlier, we would have heard more positive reviews about it. But the fact that she failed it, you can see that they started to doubt her and be like, oh, she's too old to do it, and started down her physical capabilities rather than who she was. So she just didn't want to let that get to her, I guess. But back to what you said, Avery, about the support, I felt like her having that support too is what made her want to keep going because she was like, I don't want to waste all these people's time. Most of them were volunteering anyway, especially Bonnie. Bonnie been at with her every
Mhm.
step of the way. So,
Yeah.
having that support really helped too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like wonder how I would react if I saw in the news that like today if somebody was 60 years old and they were trying to do that, I would probably be doubtful too. I'd be like, there's no
Yeah.
way, you know?
And then
But
even when she did complete it, I know that there was like some media critiquing her for like having people in the water with her, and like
Hmm.
that was kind of
yes,
like not
Like they
allowed
still
with
was,
like the
yeah,
rules or whatever, even though this was a completely like
yeah.
voluntary
unregulated
thing.
event.
Yeah, I saw
I
that too.
I actually saw like because this is obviously a real story. I saw that there was a bunch of media articles on the internet, and they were saying like there's no way this is fixed. She rode on the boat for like 20 miles, and I was like, why would she lie
Yeah,
about that? You
like why
know,
would
like
she lie about that?
yeah. But
Yeah.
did you guys see at the end of the movie when she was trying for her like last time?
Mhm.
Everybody on her like support team was like, "We're done with you. We
They
don't need
over it. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were over it. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
Hmm.
John, he was like, I can't, like, I got a job. I got to get back to my life. Like,
yeah,
bills are catching up. They didn't want
yeah."
to,
And what I'm trying to remember, was that her like fourth attempt in the movie doing it, or like third or fourth? I can't
It
remember.
may have been her
that,
fourth in the movie, but I
yeah, that
think it
was
was
her
her
fourth.
fifth overall.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And if I was a member of her team and I'm volunteering my time, I would be like, "Okay, you're too old. You can't do
Yeah.
it. Like you
Yeah.
tried, you gave a great effort, but you can't do it." You know.
Like, and
But
especially with the situations that they would put into, like her getting stung by the jellyfish, that would have been strike one. Like,
Hmm.
I probably
yes,
wouldn't have went back after that. Then
yes,
they got caught in the storm. That would have been another one. I would have been like, okay,
Hmm.
like
yeah.
apparently,
That's
it's a reason why we not finishing this. It's probably not supposed to be done. But the fact she kept going is really like amazing though.
Well, that was going to be one of the things that I want to talk about. I think, like you were saying, Avery, her a lot of her perseverance and like willingness to keep trying was because she wanted to prove everyone wrong. You know, everyone's saying, "Oh, Diane, you're too old. You're not. Your
Hmm.
body isn't the same as it was when you were 20. You can't do it." And I think that's what fueled a lot of her motivation to keep going because, um, like you said, Aunt, she got stung by a box jellyfish, and I looked it up, and apparently a
Hmm.
box jellyfish sting, it's like if you get stung once,
yeah.
there's chances
Lifetime.
of you dying, but, like,
You
if
like
you get
serious
stung
nerve
twice
damage.
yeah,
Like really.
and in the movie, there was that, like, box jellyfish, specialist, and she said, yeah, if she gets stung twice, there's a 100% chance she's gonna
Like she
die.
can die. Like her
Yeah.
Yeah,
life was on the line at this point. Literally.
yeah, but I think I kinda got the idea that if she did die doing it, I feel like she would have been at peace, kind of, because she
Yeah.
wanted this to
Yeah.
be her life mission, you know?
Like, yeah. I feel like she'd rather die trying than die not, not trying. In her view, dying trying was the best thing instead of just giving up. And like
Yeah,
that's crazy to think about.
it is, and she was just you could tell right from the beginning, she was just a very stubborn and, like, it's my way or the highway kind of
Yeah.
person, and when she put her mind to that goal, she was like, "I'm doing it. I don't care what anybody says."
Hmm.
So, I really enjoyed the movie, though, and I think ageism is the most, prevalent issue throughout it. There's just so many times when she was questioned that she wasn't gonna be able to make it, you know?
And I want to
Mhm.
highlight real quick too, even the younger girl who went back and did it after her and gave
Yeah,
up on it, and she
yeah,
still that gave her. I feel like they gave her even more fuel because she like this girl like 40 years younger than me, and she gave up not even halfway through. So I feel like I gotta do it, and I didn't came too far to not
yeah,
at least try again.
Mhm.
yeah. She is so, like I'm 22 and I couldn't do it. I wouldn't even
Yeah,
try.
nah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have tried.
I could not even try. She had to put herself through so much training, especially being how old she is, that's just I'm stunned. I almost, like, refuse to believe it, but, like, I mean, it
Yeah,
happens, so
constantly swimming for like 2 days straight. No
yeah, and
sleep, no stopping, nothing.
did you
Just in the
guys see at
water.
the end of the yeah, did
Hmm.
you see at the end of the movie, like, the way her, like, face looked? She had, like her
The
lips were, like
blisters.
Yeah.
Glue, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that salt water got to her, and like,
Yeah.
I wonder if she's still paying the price for that
Oh
today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that was a lot of like I know she swallowed a lot of salt water doing
Yes.
it, and she
Yeah.
at one point she couldn't even keep fluids down because she hadn't swallowed so much of the water, and it's like, man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't see myself doing that.
And I just can't get over because by the time she did it, okay, so in the movie, I didn't really realize that how much time was passing because at the beginning she had just turned 60, and then as like her final attempt when she actually did it, she was 63 or 4. So I guess, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously she had to train and stuff, but
Hmm.
it just proves still she put her body through all that intense training. And in the movie, when she was like, okay, today's my 10-hour swim day, like in practice, I'm like, that's
Like 10 hours. That's
yeah,
nuts.
I know. I was so I can't
Yeah,
believe it.
yeah. The amount of physical and mental training she had to do,
Yeah.
especially at that age, is like it's really crazy. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she was able to do it. Like, I'm really
Yeah.
glad she was because that's a lot of a torment on her body and her mind at the same time. Because it's like
Yeah.
you never
What
know what could happen. Hmm.
what did you guys think about like the hallucinations and stuff like that? Stuff freaks me out.
Yeah,
Like
when she said she was going to the Taj Mahal, I was like, all right, it's time to get out the water.
I know. It's like she lost it. Yeah.
yeah, if I'm swimming and I start seeing the Taj Mahal or the yellow brick road from the Wizard of Oz, I am
Yeah.
getting out of the water.
Right?
Like
I was like, okay. But I think, did you guys have any other points you wanted to talk about, like, or just discuss, or any questions you guys had that you wanted to make sure we talked about?
I mean, I think
Uh,
like just overall, like all the training and like 10 hours a day. I mean, I can't sit down for 2 hours and study most
Yeah.
days. And she's out here at
let
63,
alone swim.
like training 10 hours a day. Like I
Yeah.
think that's just the greatest counter to ageism is that like if you can put your mind to it and you can commit to the work, that you can
You
Yeah.
can
really
definitely do it.
accomplish almost anything at any age.
Most definitely.
And I think that's kind of the overall, like
The
emphasis
premise,
that
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
that the movie wanted to show. It's like you can be however old, and I think she said this at the end of the movie. She was like, "It doesn't matter how old you are, if you put your mind to it, you'll."
Yeah, I think that's like one of the things she said when she got out of the water.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And I just think this movie does a really good job because honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a movie where it portrays ageism like this way. But I mean, this movie was really good, and like I really enjoyed it. I was glad we got to
Hmm.
watch it.
Yeah, same. And the fact
Yeah,
that it's a real life story too, it make it even better.
Yeah.
it's
So
crazy. Yeah. So, um, did what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I think that's all. Unless you guys got anything else.
Okay.
yeah, I think we pretty much
Yeah.
touched on the main points, that
Yeah,
they were trying to get across.
Yeah.
yeah, and I
Um,
think that was social media coverage, um, like being persevering
Mhm.
through, toughness and stuff, and then what was the third
support,
one?
Kind of just
Support.
yeah.
support needed that
Yeah,
support too, because she
yeah,
wasn't doing that by herself. She probably would have gave. I'm not gonna say she would have given up, but she probably wouldn't have made it if she was by
No.
herself. And honestly,
yeah. Well, didn't Bonnie like fly at the end and like surprise her, right? Because Diane was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this whether you're with me or not," and then Bonnie
hmm,
showed up like right at
Mhm.
the end, right?
yeah,
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
yeah. It was a good
So
movie.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was a good watch, and definitely a good watch.
yeah. All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we covered it all.
Okie
Yeah,
Yeah.
dokie.
All right. Well, you guys, it was a pleasure working with you. I don't know how to stop.
same. I
I don't
don't
know
know
how
how
to
to
stop.
stop it.
Oh, I stop it. All right. Um,